All right, guys. This is a new week. All right. I want to welcome you once again to another trading week. I will also say that you create time for yourself so that you can study and understand what you are doing better. Right. Then I will also plead with you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, or I do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel, join our Telegram channel, and also follow us on Instagram so that you can get all our details. Right, and our mentorship class is open now for as many people that really want to join us in the mentorship group. So we will use that opportunity to train you to become a professional trader. So this is actually an information that you've never heard before, right? And even though you've heard about such information before, I can actually bet with you that the mentorship class is actually what you've not experienced before because you'll be monitored, you'll be mentored until you gain confidence in the market and until you actually profitable. All right. Just as our culture, we'll be looking at some pairs today, right? Normal pairs that we'll be looking at. We start from the dollar index, as you can see it. Last week, I actually talked about the market. All right, that was when the market was here. All right, I said this particular low has been taken out. If you can remember, let me try to. Right, this particular low has been taken out, so we are expecting this market to really go up. That is actually based on power of three, but I also established it that this market is still bearish, so you will do well for you to wait for a confirmation before you buy. And I give you this series of confirmation before you can buy it. But you can see the bearish move actually take place. And this week, right, just like you can see that we have a liquidity zone here, right? A liquidity pool. This was last month low, and this particular pair was really struggling to come down. We don't really have an impulsive move. This implies that when market breaks through this low, right, we might actually see a reversal. But this is to say that this market is actually still bearish. But that bearish move, this particular bullish move that I'm talking about is actually very subjective. This is based on confirmations of a bullish market before you can do that. But based on our method, right, when this low is taken out, right, we can actually expect market to go higher from there. And as you can see, we have liquidity pool here. We have some other liquidity pool that this market can really take. That's actually liquidity zones that this market can really take out. So this is what I will be expecting on this market. This is daily and it's actually very, very bullish. Before we can buy this pair, before we can sell this pair, there's no really a good zone here. Probably when you get to H4 time frame, we can look for a good other block for us to sell because we don't just sell at any other blocks. We look for a strong OB and we look for a very good OB before we can sell from there. So when this liquidity zone is taken, then we can actually expect this market to go higher. And that is another thought. Another thought that we have is that this is 4 hour, and as you can see, we have a zone here which can actually make this particular market to be taken. That shows this was a liquidity pool. As you can see, this particular white zone. Let me delete this other block that can serve as a support for the rejection. Can you see this? Now, if the market come to this low, right, we can actually see a rejection on this block, right? We can see a rejection, the market will continue to go higher, but I actually doubt it. But for us to really see a good trading zone, right, that is when the market come to this zone. So we can really expect market to sell from there. All right, that is a good zone for us to sell this market from. This particular zone is actually a good zone for us to sell this market from. All right, so that implies that for the bearish move, right, we can see the market going higher to this particular state, then dropping. And for us to really see market coming down, coming up to this area before coming down, that shows we need a buy to sell, which actually implies that the market can buy first before going there. So for us to see that buy to sell, the buy to sell market can actually get rejected on this OB, right? Um, to actually get a zone that this market will get rejected from. This particular OB, right, can actually be where this market will get rejected from, come to this zone and go higher. Or when market open, we can see the last week low being taken out. This is last week low being taken out, or at most last month low. This was the last month low range being taken out. The market comes to this zone and get rejected. But if this liquidity is taken, I will be expecting a bullish structural break right before I will actually look to buy this pair, because it has actually really been bearish, right? So the 4 hour is bearish. For us to sell this pair, we're actually going to look into this zone for us to sell it. Then for 1 hour, on the 1 hour time frame also, right, on the 1 hour time frame also, you can see this was yesterday's low. So this yesterday's low can really be taken, get rejected here and go higher. Or at most, market will take out this last week low or last month low, right, for us to go higher. So that shows we have uh, last week low, last month low here, and that is actually very good liquidity zones that will make this market to go higher. So please take note of that. This will be a good projection zone that this market can really sell from, if at all this market will sell. So that is what you should pay attention to when you want to trade in your own analysis. All right, let's see some other pairs. So basically, what I said on a dollar index is that that market is still bearish. So I'm giving you the opportunity. I've actually shown you the best zone for you to sell that market. And if at all you want to buy it, I've actually shown you how you can buy it. Then how can you buy it? Let me go back to there. This is actually going to be a good selling zone. Then if you're going to have a buy to sell, that shows we may actually be expecting this zone to be taken. I mean, to get to this zone before buying. That shows yesterday's low will be taken. Or if this zone will not work out, we want this last week low to be taken out, or at most this last month low. Then for us to see rejection, then we can take a buy to sell from there, right? Just like what I said, this market is still bearish, right? But we can use that opportunity to buy to sell. So that said, let's go to other pairs. Euro USD, the daily, right, we can see that on the daily time frame, this particular, just like the same structure has been taken, right? That has been taken with a week, right? I'm really expecting this market to also go down, right? Based on this particular fact. If at all we want to buy this pair, if at all this market still want to work, right, I'll be expecting this particular order block to be respected, probably this particular order block to be expected before we can actually buy it, right? And this implies that this particular OB, right, this one here, because it's actually beside a breaker, this one here can really serve as something for us, though not really clear. Um, Either this or this, right? Market should pull back to it before looking for a buy. But based on what we have here, right? Based on what we have here, this market is actually consolidating here. Then going to 1 hour time frame, checking 1 hour time frame, then we can see this zone, right? Market is really accumulating here on this particular zone, where it can go up a little bit to take out this high, right? After taking out that high, then we see bearish move until they get to this zone. So if at all the the bullish structure has not been broken, then we can look for buying opportunity. So this particular pair, we might see something like this here, right? Then come to this zone. This is actually going to be a good buying zone for us before this pair will go higher. Then if at all, if the structure is broken, then we can actually look for a selling opportunity here. I mean, a selling opportunity on this pair. But for now, this pair is still bullish, and we can actually expect such a thing, right? So on USDCHF, USDCHF, as you can see it, this pair is also bearish, right? On USDCHF is also bearish. It's bearish, bearish, bearish. So we have last month's low here that has been taken. We have last month low that has been taken, as you can see it. Then we have an order block here. So with this order block, right, for us to really sell this pair, right, based on daily, all right, I can't really see a good OB, right, to sell this pair. Probably the good OB will be this area before we can actually sell this pair. That's actually going to be a good zone for us, if at all we actually going to reduce this OB to this one, right? So we have liquidity pool here that can really serve us. So liquidity zones here. So this is actually going to be a good selling zone for this pair, just like the dollar index. So this implies that this particular block can really serve as an opportunity for us to buy this pair, right? That particular block can really serve as an opportunity. And also, right, let me just reduce this, right? This particular block can really serve as a buying zone for us. And we can also see this low being taken out for us to really have a liquidity push, right? Before we can really buy this pair. All right, we can have this break. Then it's going to be a buy to sell. Please take note. It's actually a selling structure. So we can really see this until market get to that zone for us to sell it. So this is 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, all right, the good order block for us to sell this pair will be based on the structure. This was the lower low, right? This is the lower high, and this has been retested by this. If I'm not mistaken, this particular zone has been retested. All right, that's been retested. Right, that's actually lower high. This particular low. So with this, I really want this pair to take retest this area. If at all this area is not is preserved, then we can actually see higher. Now we can see more higher movement on this pair. Please take note that this pair is still bullish, right? I mean, it's still bearish. But based on this liquidity grab that has actually happened here, right, we can see a retest of this particular OB for us to go higher. But it's still bearish. So the best opportunity for us is to look for a good zone to sell. And right now, I can really find a good zone to sell. Probably during the course of the week when we have our webinars, then we can really find that. Then on the 1 hour time frame, right, on the 1 hour time frame, right, on the 1 hour time frame, we can see this market really accumulating here, then the market drop, right? The best thing I'm going to see is actually to take this low. But if I thought that will not happen, then we can really expect market to get rejected here until market take out this low. I mean, take out this high, then we can see more opportunity on this. Or based on 1 hour, the 1 hour structure is now bullish. As you can see, we have a lower low, we have a lower high. This one, we have a higher low, right? Higher low here, then we have higher high. The market is coming to give us another higher low. So on 1 hour time frame, this market is still bullish, right? This market is bullish, so we can actually expect market to really go higher from here, as the case may be, until we actually get to a good selling zone for this pair, right? A good selling zone for this pair, right? So let's see another pair, right, which is GBPUSD. For this pair, right, we have this market is still bullish, right? As you can see, this market is still bullish. Then if you go to 4 hour time frame, going to 4 hour time frame, we can see that 4 hour is somehow bearish, right? So 4 hour is actually somehow bearish. So when this market open, right, I will like to see, all right, when this market open, let me see, because it actually looks like a consolidation here. Then we have something like an equal high here that can really be taken out. Right. Let me, right. This can really be taken out. So when this market open, what we might likely see is a market coming back to this particular block. Then we see market taking out this high before we can see another thing that's going to happen. Right. Market taking out this high and drop. All right, that can really be what we can really see, because all these particular zones are really accommodating. We don't really have a good order block for us to sell this pair. Probably when this liquidity high is taken, or this, so that we can really look to sell. But for now, this market is bullish, right? Is really not bearish because it is actually accumulating, and this market is bullish on the daily time frame. So with this, we can really expect this actually a real track. Then we can actually expect it to take out this liquidity before we can actually see anything. But if at all we can see a clear downtrend during the course of the week, then we can actually look at it altogether. Probably I'm going to make another webinar when that time comes. Right. But most of the time it will be with my private group. That's when I always review what I've really talked about during the course of the week. I mean during the beginning of the week. Right, this one also we can see that this pair is really struggling, right, to go higher. Right, when market is really struggling to go higher, that shows there's a weakness in price, right, and which implies that this market can really be a sell. As you can see, this was the candle that took out liquidity, right? This candle took out liquidity. It took out this high, right? After taking out high, the market is really coming back to it to retest it. So that is for the daily, even though it's still bullish, but the bullish has not been really confirmed. I mean, the bearish move has not been confirmed yet, but based on this liquidity that this candle took, right, this particular candle, we can really see the retest and market go down again. Well, let's see the 4-hour time frame. Let's see what we have on the 4-hour. Right, on the 4-hour, we can see market accumulating. Now, one thing you should know, when market is in the bullish trend, right, when market is in bullish trend, or when market is in an end trend, for example, if market is actually going higher, then you're actually seeing accumulation. Now, don't expect that market to sell. Expect it to give you a stop on low or to take out liquidity, then to continue to go higher, right? And the case is also when the market is bearish. So you can actually find this example. Look at this particular area, right? Can you see the stop points? Look at this particular area. Like, can you see the stop points? Then this particular one also, we can also expect the same thing, whereby this low will be taken out. Then we can actually continue to go higher, right? We can see that, right? Or at most, when this market is accumulating like this, then market can really give us the stop point and actually drop, right? It can actually be any of these two. So please take note of what I just made mention of. We have accumulation, manipulation, then the distribution, right? So based on this market is still bullish anyway, as we can see it on the 4-hour time frame, right? As you can see it on the 4-hour time frame. And this implies that if after all this market is going to give us a stop on low, right, or to take our liquidity to the lower side, this one, we want it to get rejected here and continue to go higher, right? But if that is not the case, right, we want to see this one being taken out, right, then drop. But this market is still bullish anyway, but this is actually going to be a best buying opportunity. So that implies that when this market open, right, when you actually see manipulation to the downside, then distribution. So that is what you should take note of on this pair based on what we have now. Then on the 1-hour time frame, you can really see the accumulation clearly on the 1-hour time frame, right? You can really see the accumulation clearly there. So this implies that these equal lows might be taken, right? This equal lows might be taken for this market to continue to go higher, all right? So we also have this particular um, high that has been taken. So which implies that when market open, we can see it retesting this zone, right? Which is actually the other block, come to this zone, then go higher. That's what we can really see, because this particular candle ready to call liquidity, we can see market going higher, come back to this zone, the market move higher. So that is on EURJPY, then CADJPY. On CADJPY, on the daily time frame is really consolidating here, but this market is bullish, but it's really consolidating. Then let's see 4-hour. Then on the 4-hour time frame, right, we have a low, let's say a lower high, higher high, higher low, right, higher low. So we can expect this market to go higher, right? We can really expect this market to go higher. It's either this market to come to this block here, right, or take out this low before it actually continues to go higher. But this pair should really continue to go higher based on what I just labeled, right? This is actually lower low. We have a lower high, we have higher low, we have higher high, then higher low. So this market is here to create another higher low. But if at all this market come back to take out this low, right, take out this low, then we can actually expect market to be bearish, right? So we want this low to be taken out before we can confirm our bearish move again for this market to continue. But looking at the daily time frame, the daily time frame is bearish. I mean, it's bullish. So we want to see market getting rejected at this block, right? At most, um, probably this particular zone, right? This market can really get rejected at that particular zone and go higher, or this market will break this level, but go higher again, then we can see the drop from there. Then on gold, right, gold has really been bullish. Okay, let me go back to this CADJPY and talk about the 1-hour time frame. If at all we're going to see something that with yes, on the 1-hour time frame, right, we have a lower high, higher low, then higher high. It actually broke this high, right? Higher high. then market is really struggling to come back. So we are expecting market to respect this zone and go higher or break through this low, right? But if at all this low is taken out, then we actually consider it a structural break. So we want it to bounce on this zone or take out this yesterday's low, then continue to go higher there. Then for gold, right? Gold is still bullish, as you can see on the daily time frame. Then on the 4-hour time frame, it has really been consolidating on this 4-hour time frame. So this implies that uh, we might see what on this 4-hour time frame. Probably take out this high. Then after taking out this high, we might see it coming back to this zone for a buying opportunity. Or at most, you should actually take out this low, right, and bounce back on this low. Then before we can actually continue to go higher. So that is what we might likely see on gold, right? 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame is actually consolidating too, but the 1 hour time frame looks bullish, as you can see that, right? So we can actually have it break this area before the drop, right? Then we actually want to look for opportunity to buy this pair because it is still bullish anyway. It's still bullish. So this implies that we might really look at this high being taken out for a sell. Then the best buying zone will be this when this low is taken out or when the price comes here, then we can actually look to buy. So lastly, let's look at USD 30. All right, USD 30 on daily time frame, right, is now bullish, right? As you can see, it's bullish. Then on the 4-hour time frame is also bullish on the 4-hour time frame. So the best buying zone, right, for this pair will be, right, this is actually another block, probably on this king, right? We can have it buying on that king. There's a fair value gap here also, actually, but that will be determinant on the lower time frame. We have a fair value gap here, right? And we also have another block here. So let's go to 1 hour time frame for us to really see where this pair is likely to get rejected from. Right. The best zone will be this area. This area. This market should come back. As you can see, this market is also accumulating here, right? To take out this yesterday's low. Want to take out this yesterday's low. After taking out this yesterday low, then we should have something like this, right? Yeah, you can touch this area and continue to go higher. We have another liquidity zones here that can be taken. So that is what I'm expecting on these pairs, as the case may be. So just study them, then you will know what uh, I want to see. And just like what I said, all these are actually based on what I have now. Now, when the markets open, I can have another analysis, just like what I always give to my students, right? Probably once a week or every day in a week, as the case may be. Based on my availability, I always review the trade for today, right? That's actually through live chatting. So you can join the mentorship class for you to have access to all these things. So we're going to see live chat to know which trade to take. And really, that's really been amazing. Been having amazing results. So um thank you for joining in once again. So until next week, we're going to see again. Please do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel, then follow us on Instagram, then also join our Telegram channel because this is where I post all necessary informations and some educational materials. Right. Thank you very much. Have a good trading week and God bless you.